Good evening, everyone. I hope I am properly audible and visible. Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope I am properly audible and visible. Good evening, Pragya. Good evening, Shaheen. So I hope all of you are doing well. Now, you might have seen that a number of new things have come up. Like recently, if you have seen, we have got this discussion with Maldives again. You might have seen that Maldives and the Maldivian government has visited India again, and it has been looking to mend the challenges which are there. We have seen that in the beginning of this year. In the beginning of this year, it was a challenging situation for us also, for Maldives also, and gradually the things have started to become better. We have seen previously also that from the month of April itself, things between India and Maldives have started to improve. Now the relations have been further strengthened. You might have seen that there has been recently a comprehensive agreement between India and Maldives. Like it has encompassed multiple things. It has encompassed multiple things, starting from the food security to disaster management to a number of things, even the stabilization and currency and all other things. They all have been discussed with respect to India and Maldives. Even there have been discussions about like this currency swap agreement as well. So that is one of the events which has been occurring in the recent past. Okay. So overall, the things between India and Maldives have started again to become a little bit better. Then, what we are going to discuss in today's class, if you look at this, one thing which we are going to discuss is about microRNA. You might have seen that recently, last day itself, two scientists have been given this Nobel Prize for microRNA. So we will try to understand that what exactly is microRNA and why they have been given this award, like what is the role of this microRNA, why it is very much useful, how it is fruitful for us in the present times. That is one of the topic which we are going to discuss. The second topic which we are going to discuss is, like I have promised you earlier also, that we will talk about classical language status. We will talk about classical language status. It is there in the news from the last week. So we are going to discuss about this classical language also. The third thing which we are going to discuss is academic freedom index. A little bit information about academic freedom index. That is one thing which we will discuss. And then we will discuss also about India Maldives relation, that how this relation is going on. We will see some aspects of it, not the entire thing. We will discuss some aspects today, some aspects tomorrow. So in this week, we will discuss the various aspects of India and Maldives relationship. Okay. Now, so let's first start with microRNA. Yes, I am also doing good. I'm also good now. How are you all? How is everyone? I know I have been somewhat irregular in the last 2 weeks, but then again, from the next week onward, there won't be a challenge. You can read the highlights, no problem in that. You can read the highlights and try to read one editorial from somewhere if possible. Try to read one editorial from somewhere if possible. Otherwise, just read this highlights, and that will be good. It's festival in Kolkata. Yes, it's festival in Kolkata also. I think in part of UP also, in some portions of UP. I think in Bihar also. Yes, in Bihar, of course. And then I think there is festivals in Odisha also. I think Durga Puja is being celebrated in all these states with huge enthusiasm. So I think in these four states, you might have seen that Durga Puja is a good celebration. Means it's a huge fair also. Yes, I have visited Kolkata. I have visited Kolkata, and not during this Durga Puja festival, but I have visited Kolkata just like a few weeks before Durga Puja. So I have seen some pandals. Okay. Now, see, yes, of course, we will discuss some of the practice questions. some of the practice questions also. So this is one practice question with respect to Maldives. The Minicoy Islands and Maldives Islands, they are separated by 8-degree channel, 9-degree channel, 10-degree channel or prime meridian. Okay, you are also from Kolkata. So Durga Puja in Kolkata. I am waiting for the sweets after the puja. Okay. So now come to this question. The Minicoy Islands and the Maldives are separated by, one is 8-degree channel, 9-degree channel, 10-degree channel and prime meridian. So what would be the answer? 8-degree? Yes, Bitu. Yes. Yes, in Adhyan batch, there have been miss. That is what I have added in the beginning of this class, that even in this current affair classes and even in Adhyan batch, I am missing some classes, but that will be only in this week. From next week, I will cover that. Whatever has been missed, I will cover that. So don't worry about it. I am going to cover it. Just wait for 2 more days. Then after, it will be fine. Okay. So A answer, I think all of you know that this 8-degree channel is the one which is separating this. 8-degree channel is the one which is separating this Minicoy Islands and Maldives Island. Yeah. So that is one part. That is one part which we can see from here. It is 8-degree channel. Now see this one question. It has come in 2023 itself. Aerial metagenomics. Since there is a question about microRNA, since there is one topic about microRNA, let's see that what are the different topics with respect to it. Okay, Manisha, I can understand. You can watch it later also. That is one flexibility. And I hope that everything is fine now. Yeah. Now see this. This question is there. Aerial metagenomics best refers to which one of the following situation? Collecting DNA samples from air in a habitat at one go. Understanding the genetic makeup of aviation species of a habitat. Using airborne devices to collect blood samples from moving animals. And sending drones to inaccessible areas to collect plant and animal samples from land surfaces and water bodies. So this is one question which was there in 2023, aerial metagenomics. So can you tell me what is this? Even if you guess, I think you will be right here. Even if you do the guesswork also, then also you might be right here. Aerial metagenomics. Aerial metagenomics. So just by seeing this name itself, you can eliminate certain things. It is talking about genomics, means something related to genes. It is related with genomics, means blood samples. You are going with answer C. You are going with answer C, aerial metagenomics. Like I am telling you one thing. This D option is incorrect. See the word again. See the word again clearly. Aerial metagenomics. Aerial metagenomics. It is something aerial, that is true. But it is about metagenomics. Meta means at a large scale. Genomics means gene. See, when we talk about aerial metagenomics, it is basically about collecting the genetic material or genetic samples from the airborne or from the microorganisms. It is mostly about the microorganisms which are present there. It is mostly about the microorganisms which are present there in an environment or the air. It is mostly about the microorganisms which are present in the air. We are trying to study that using the aerial metagenomics. So aerial metagenomics means collecting DNA samples from air in a habitat at one go. That is what we call as aerial metagenomics. It is not about avian species only, or it is at least not about the moving animals or other things. This third option is entirely correct, or fourth option is entirely correct. It is aerial metagenomics means we are trying to analyze the DNA samples of mostly the microorganisms which are there. So that is aerial metagenomics. A option will be correct here. The option A is going to be correct here. Collecting DNA samples from air in a habitat, mostly the microorganisms which are there. That is what we call as aerial metagenomics. Okay. So here the answer will be A. Now, see this one part. Microsatellite DNA is used in the case of which one of the following? First is saying studying the evolutionary relationship among various species of a fauna. Second is stimulating a stem cell to transform into diverse functional tissues. Third is promoting clonal horticulture plants propagation of horticulture plants. Fourth is assessing the efficacy of drugs by conducting series of drug trials in a population. Aman, I will take the classes just for this week. I am not there, but from next week I will take the classes. Don't worry, Aman, I will cover that. So tell me this part. Microsatellite DNA is used in case of which of them? Microsatellite DNA. Microsatellite DNA, what will be the use of this? One is saying studying the evolutionary relationship among various species of fauna. Second is saying stimulating stem cells to transform into diverse functional cells. Third is simply saying promoting clonal horticultural plants propagation of horticulture plants. And fourth is saying assessing the efficacy of drugs by conducting series of drug trials in a population. So what would be the correct answer here? Okay, this is I think difficult for many of you, but see, question has been asked in this manner. This question is not only meant for just like just for asking or taking your knowledge. This question is for telling you that in case of genetics, they are asking something related to current affairs also. This is something microsatellite DNA has been recently there in the news from 2020 to 23. Even now, sometimes you will find that microsatellite DNA is there in the newspapers. So sometimes it may be there in the news, sometimes it is current evolution in biotechnology. So there you will have to understand what exactly is this. Okay. So in this case, studying the evolutionary relationship among various species of fauna, that is the correct part about microsatellite DNA. Okay. Microsatellite DNA simply means that suppose that we are talking about, let us say, humans itself. Okay. We are talking about humans itself. So you might have seen that or let us say that we are talking about different monkeys. We are talking about monkeys, humans and other related species. So when we are talking about microsatellite DNA, we are trying to trace that DNA particle which is common to them. And then we will try to understand that what has created the difference, what has led to the origin of new kind of species. What kind of genes are same between them? What kind of genes are same between them and what has led to some evolution, some adaptation in them. So we are trying to establish the linkage over there. That is what we call as microsatellite DNA. So to study the evolutionary relationship among various species of fauna, means various type of species like humans, then you can take monkeys, langurs, you can take pig also, other animals also. So that evolutionary relationship among them, that is being understood with the help of microsatellite DNA. So that is one of the role of it. Multiple questions have been there from this very topic. DNA barcoding also, microsatellite DNA also, environmental DNA also. Multiple questions have been asked from this topic. Do revise them from time to time. Question might also get repeated in different manner. So do read these topics. Okay. Now, coming to another dimension, we have got now another thing called as microRNA. We have got another thing called as microRNA. Now, as the name itself suggests, that it is a tiny version or a micro version of RNA. It is a micro version or tiny version of RNA. Yeah. Now, see one thing. If we talk about microRNA, what it is a microRNA having around 18 to 22 nucleotides. Means its structure is very small. The number of amino acids or the nucleotides in this is very small. That is one part. So recently what we have seen that two persons, One person is Victor Ambrose. Okay. Two-person, one is Victor Ambrose, and the second person is Gary Ruvkun. Gary Ruvkun. So they have been given the Nobel Prize in Medicine. They have been given the Nobel Prize in Medicine for this study on microRNA. They have first identified the microRNA. They have even done multiple studies on this microRNA. And you can see this. Sometimes the work we do is not fructified in just a few days or a few months or a few years. They have been working on this. They have been working on this since the 1980s. They have been working on this micro DNA since 1980s, and they have given time for more than 45 years, and then they have been awarded this Nobel Prize. So you can understand from this that they have devoted their entire life behind this micro DNA, and this has led to, like, this has given them this Nobel Prize. They will become now forever in the history of like medicine, or in the history of Nobel Prize, or in the history of the world. They will be now forever. So this is something like when you work for that much time, then if you work for that much time, or if you are dedicated to your works, this is what brings the success. It may not come very easily, but yes, it will bring one day. Okay. So this is one thing. Like they have been given this Nobel Prize for physiology. This Nobel Academy, they have given this prize to them. They have discovered this microRNA. Okay. Now see, so the question is, what exactly is microRNA and what is the role of it? What exactly is microRNA and what is the role of it? See, when we talk about the genetic makeup, you might have seen that like there are three type of RNA structures. One is called as mRNA, another is called as tRNA, and another is called as rRNA. Okay. rRNA. So see, there is one thing called as DNA. In the cells, there is one thing called as DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. So now what they do that, they make different type of RNA. One of that RNA is messenger RNA. Its name is M. So it is the one which carries the message. It carries the message. Okay. It carries the message. So when DNA creates a mRNA, this is what we call as transcription. Whereas this mRNA, it will go to the ribosome. And it will ask for making of some protein. This is generally what is happening, that if there is a need of making some protein, let's see it from the beginning, that if DNA needs a specific type of protein, it will create a messenger RNA. This messenger RNA will go towards this ribosomal RNA, and at the same time the transport RNA or transfer RNA, it will also be working. This transfer RNA will bring back amino acids and all. And it will provide it to the ribosome. And this ribosomal RNA, it will make protein. So there are three structures of RNA. One is called as messenger RNA, one is called as ribosomal RNA, and one is called as transfer RNA, or this three type of RNA are there. So messenger RNA brings the message from the DNA to the ribosome that you have to make certain type of protein. The transfer RNA brings the raw material or amino acid to this ribosome, that yes, we have now given you the raw products also, now we can make protein. And the ribosomal RNA which is there, now this is one thing which will actually produce the protein. So where is the role of microRNA in this? The role of microRNA is to decide. The role of microRNA is to decide what type of proteins will be made. The microRNA will decide, like this amino acid sequence which is there, it is going to be decided by the microRNA. This is called as translation. This is called as translation, means actual synthesis of the protein that is going to be guided, by this microRNA. So microRNA, what it will do, microRNA, what it will do, it will control this mRNA. It will control this mRNA. Means it is going to control the genes which will be expressed and the genes which will be silenced. Expressed and silenced means the type of proteins which are supposed to be made and others, and when it has to be stopped, it will silence it. So this microRNA is going to control this mRNA. It is going to control this mRNA, like what type of protein has to be made, which genes are going to be expressed, and when it is going to be silenced. That is one thing which is going to be decided by the microRNA. So microRNA is a very small portion of RNA, but it is one of the main functional portion of this RNA. RNA's main functional portion is this microRNA, which will decide when to express a gene or when to silence a gene. Express a gene means it will lead to production of some type of protein. Silencing a gene means stopping the process. So this microRNA is responsible for translation or expression of gene or silencing of gene. So now see, till now, most of the scientists were concerned just about the DNA structure or RNA structure. But this microRNA is one of the very important part which will decide the genetic traits or production of different things within our organism. Now suppose that if we talk about this microRNA, so this microRNA is going to control, the translation process. It is going to control the translation process. Here translation means synthesis of the protein. It is also going to control expression or silencing of gene or silencing of genes. So means it is the master within the RNA. It is the master within the RNA. Like overall DNA is the master of the cell. So within the cell, if there is RNA, there is a master within the RNA, that is microRNA, which will decide the translation process, which will decide the expression or silencing of a particular type of gene. Means at the final level, what work will be done, what will not be done, that is going to be controlled by microRNA. So you can understand that this is the manager here, or this is the supervisor here, who is allowing something to happen or stopping it. So that is the role of microRNA. And for this discovery, these two scientists have been given this Nobel Prize in this medicine. Okay. So this is one of the part why they have been given the Nobel Prize in medicine. Okay. So you can see here, like that is what is being explained here, that during transcription mRNA is formed, then during translation and all. Okay. So this microRNA has been discovered by these two persons, Victor Ambros and Gary Ruvkun. Yeah. So I hope this is clear. What is the actual role of microRNA? I hope it is clear what it will exactly do inside the cells. Why lecture is not coming in UPSC English medium batch? Amit, from next week it will be there. Yeah. From next week it will be there, so don't worry about it. So do understand this, that they can ask you question about microRNA next time. Now, moving on, the second topic which we have to see is, classical language status. Have they made any medicine? No, no, they are not making medicine. They have discovered about this microRNA. This microRNA will be used for like developing this gene therapy. Yeah. Amit, for the time being, you can see the current affairs from here, but I will cover all the portions in your batch, so don't worry about it. Yeah. For now, it's clear, but why it is tough? It is not tough. Sometimes, like when we try to just read the words, then it is tough. Otherwise, when you see that what actually is the work of them, it becomes quite much easier. Because sometimes it is written transcription, sometimes it is written translation. So transcription is making up of making up of RNA from DNA, that is transcription. And using the RNA to make the proteins, it is the translation. Means first we have transcripted a message, and that message has resulted into delivery of a protein. That is what we call translation. I hope that is clear, Ritesh. Now, the next thing is government has extended the classical language tag to 5 different languages: Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, Assamese and Bengali. Yeah. So these 5 languages, yes, 5 new classical languages has been added. 5 new classical languages has been added. Now, what we see that it has started somewhere in 2004. In 2004, the government decided that we are going to have some classical languages. And Tamil language, it was the first such language to be given this classical status tag. It was given this classical status tag. And why it was given? Due to its high antiquity and rich literary traditions. You might have seen Tamil language is one of the language which is having like a significant historical references also. You might have seen about the different books and literatures in Tamil language. You all have read art and culture somewhat. Can you give me some names? The Sangam literature is there. Apart from the Sangam literature, there are some other literary books also in the Tamil language. Anyone from Tamil Nadu here? Sangam literature is one thing which we know about. Mani Mekhlai, okay. Pattu is also one of them, okay. Mani Mekhlai is there, Pattu is there. Another things. Okay, you are from Maharashtra, okay. So next time, okay, so Marathi is there. So now you will have to give some names from Marathi literature. Ashoka lit. Okay. Tholaka Payyar is also there. Tough names. Okay. Tolaka PM. Tolaka PM is also there. Yes. No, I am not from Tamil Nadu. Katha Saptasati. Okay. So see, this is one part. What you have to do is, now this classical language is there in the news. So if you are preparing for UPSC, if you are preparing for the exam, do one thing. Try to like devote one such Sunday or one such day when you are not preparing anything else. Try to write the name of different literatures from different classical language, and try to just write a few lines about them so that you can memorize them later. Because this is one thing which is asked frequently in the current, art and culture portion. So they continuously ask about it. Last time also we have seen that when we were discussing this previous year questions of UPSC, we have seen that so many literature related questions have been asked. So do make a list of the literatures of as many language as you can, and especially for Tamil language, because they're asking. Yeah. So for Tamil language, it became the first such Indian language to receive the classical status due to its high antiquity and rich literary tradition. Later on, Sanskrit was also added, and Telugu, Kannada, and Malayalam and Oriya, they have been also added from time to time. So now Telugu is also there, Kannada language is also there, Malayalam has been added in 2013, and the recent addition was Oriya in 2014. Now we have got 5 more languages: Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, Assamese and Bengali. So now there is a chance that they can ask you especially about this Pali and Prakrit language. They can especially ask you about Pali and Prakrit language. Can you tell me Pali language was commonly used by which sect in India, or which religion is mostly related with this Pali language? And also for Prakrit. Some religions have popularized, yes, yes. Gautam Buddha has, or the Buddhism in India has popularized this Pali language. Later on, Prakrit was also adopted by Buddhism, but initially the literatures were in Pali language, and Jainism has led to development of Prakrit language. Yes, Prakrit, although Prakrit was later used by Buddhism also, but in the initial phase, Pali language was mostly followed by Buddhism, and Prakrit language was given its glory by the Jainism. So these two languages and their books will also be important from the art and culture point of view. So you have to prepare for from that angle also now. Yeah. Now, so these were the 6 languages earlier. Now we have got the 5 more languages with respect to classical language. Now the thing is, what is this criteria? What is this criteria for selection of, what is the criteria for selection of any such language? The criteria is like this: high antiquity of early text and recorded history over a period of 1500 to 2000 years. Okay. So this is one part, that it must have high antiquity of early text and recorded history over a period of 1500 to 2000 years. Okay. Then a body of ancient literature or text which is considered a heritage by generations of speaker. So that is also one of the additional criteria. Third criteria is epigraphic and inscriptional evidences, means there must be some epigraphic or some of the books or the some of the books or text written in that language. There must be some inscriptions also which must be written in that language. We will come to the purpose also, Avnish. We will come to that purpose. First, let's see the criteria. The fourth criteria is knowledge text, especially prose text in addition to poetry. So poetry and prose, you know the difference. Poetry is like very fancy languages, fancy languages in rhyming and all, and prose is simply text or the book which is written. Okay. Then that classical language and literature could be distinct from its current form or could be discontinuous with later form of its offshoots. Okay. So it is said that it's not necessary that the Tamil which was written in ancient India must be followed in the same manner right now. It must have got some changes with respect to time. Like Sanskrit, which was used in the Vedic age, and the one which is used today has enormous difference. But still, Sanskrit has been given the tag of classical language. So it can be varying from its original form. So that is not required. See, there you can get this question, that it must be preserved in its original form. Okay. So here it is given that the classical language and literature could be distinct from its current form or could be discontinuous with later form of its offshoot. That is one thing which is allowed. That is one thing which is allowed. It's not necessary that what language or literature was there in the ancient times must be continuous there. There may be difference, that is allowed. So these criterias, these 5 criterias have to be followed before giving this tag of classical language. Now, of course, you might have seen that with respect to Marathi language, there was this contention that it is not having that much period of 1500 to 2000 years. By several people, it was said that it is not having that much ancient history. So it has been seen that it has been relaxed a little bit. This norm has been relaxed a little bit due to its antiquity or due to its nature. It has been given this classical status. So that is one of the part. Okay. Now the third thing is like the thing is, what is the benefit of this? What is the benefit? What is the benefit of this? See, if a language has been given the status of a classical language, then government takes a number of steps for promotion of that language, for promotion and preservation. Promotion and preservation of language. Promotion and preservation of language. So that is one of the thing which is provided there. That since it is a very ancient language, it must be preserved, it must be protected, it must be promoted. So that is one of the part that it is working for preservation and promotion of the language. How it is doing so? It is doing so by establishing courses, or even universities for promotion of a specific language. Promotion of specific language. You might have seen recently government has announced 3 universities for promotion of some languages of India, classical languages, okay, for a specific language. So government can have like this special universities also or institutions also for promotion of a particular type of language. Okay. Third thing is different awards, different national and international awards. At least 2 awards are there, different national or international award. At least 2 or 3 different national or international award is being provided for promotion of that language, or for like incentivizing those people who are associated with that language. So that is also one thing which is being provided under this what we say, this classical language status. First, there is promotion and preservation of the language. Then this is being promoted via establishing colleges and all other things, or universities or institutions. Third thing is what we also see that yes, 2 national and 1 international award. 3 awards are there, 2 national and 1 international award is there. 2 plus 1, 2 national and 1 international award is provided for promotion of this language, for incentivizing the people who are associated with that language. Plus it is like, of course, like all of you are saying, that it is promoting the cultural values of India. It is trying to promote, it is trying to preserve the cultural values of India. This is one of the part. Okay. In the world right now, what we see that like some languages are dominating over the other language. Like if you see, English has become one of the major language across the world. Even now we are talking in English, but yes, this is the benefit. We can blame English in English. So English is one of the dominant language across the world. It has become one of the dominant language across the world, and the classical languages, they are getting somewhat lost. So in order to preserve those languages, it is necessary to take certain steps, take some steps. Okay. So for that reason, we are getting this classical language status. Okay. So this is one of the thing. But yes, we are also doing class in English. I will learn different languages, and then I will have classes in Tamil also, then Telugu also, Kannada also, Sanskrit also, Odia also. Okay. And Telugu was there, Kannada was there, then Odia was there, Sanskrit was there, Tamil was there. Okay. So in these languages, Malayalam is also there. Then I will learn Marathi, Pali, Prakrit, and all other things. Okay, Bengali also, Assamese and Bengali also. Okay. So that is one thing which we are all going to learn, and then we will talk in these languages also. Hindi is also one part of our country. So Hindi, I know. Okay. Who decide classical languages? It is done by union government. Okay. Union government decides this on the basis of the criteria which we have got. Yeah, Bhojpuri also. I understand. I do understand. Like I might not be that much fluent in that, but I do understand. Okay. So now come to the next topic. After learning all these languages, let's see the next topic, and that is, there is one report about the academic freedom index. Okay. So this is one minor thing, not that much important, but let us see. There was a discussion about this academic freedom index. Yeah. So see, there is an institution, a scholar at risk. Okay. A scholar at risk academic freedom monitoring project. This one thing, scholars at risk academic freedom monitoring project. So this academic freedom index, if you look at this, it is an annual index. It is an annual like report or annual index, and this is giving ranking, or this is giving report on multiple on multiple institutions. Okay. So this is an annual index. If you look at this, it is provided by scholars at risk. Okay. Like they have got different names. So one of the name is scholars at risk. Okay. They are publishing this report. Okay. They are publishing this report. Sir, it can be decided in context of Indian language only or across the world. We are talking here about Indian languages so far. Yeah. It is mostly for the Indian languages so far. None of the other languages have been given any such status. We are talking about classical languages of India, not across the world. Okay. It is for Indian languages. So over the like what we have seen, this is one institution, scholars at risk. It is publishing this academic freedom index. So what is this all about? It is all about freedom at academy or institution. It is all about freedom at academy or institution. Okay. So this report has said that in India, the academic freedom has plummeted. It has said that in India, the academic freedom has plummeted. The institutions or the academies are heavily controlled or heavily supervised or monitored by the government or by the management teams of these universities or institutions. So this is one thing. Like they have been saying that, they say that like this, they have monitored multiple things. It is a network of 665 universities. This is scholars at risk. If you look at this, it is consisting of 665 universities across the world. Okay. It will have like a Columbia University, Duke University, Newark University. They are also part of it. Okay. This report has basically looked at various universities of India, Afghanistan, China, Colombia, Germany, and all these other countries, including UK also, US also, and even other countries. Okay. So it has said that in the 2023 to 24 period, they have given a timeline also from July 1 to June 30, 2024. This is one thing. What we have seen that during this time, according to them, there have been 391 attacks on academic freedom or higher education community. On higher education community. What does this attack means? Okay. There have been a creation of fear among the people through these attacks. Through these attacks, there have been 391 attacks on the people or the communities of higher education communities in the last 1 year across these countries. It is not only for India, it is across these countries. So that is what they are saying, that scholars are at risk. They are being targeted. Now this target is not simply like they have to snatch the mobile phone or take away the money and all. They are saying that they are being targeted because of their stand, because of their opinion, because of their viewpoint. So that is what they are trying to tell through this academic freedom index. Yeah. What else they have said? They have said that India's academic freedom slipped from 0.6 point to 0.2 points from 2013 to 2023. So over 10 years, our rank or our score has plummeted from 0.6 points to 0.2 points. They have said that in India, the institutions, the universities, the academy is not that much free. They are heavily guarded. Okay. They have said that like there have been efforts to exert political control and impose a particular agenda on universities and university policies limiting students' protest in the universities. So they have said that in India, academic freedom is declining. It's not about the quality of education. It is about having the different opinion or viewpoint in the universities. Universities have been regarded as, if we talk about the universities, they have been regarded as like birthplace of several ideas. They have been regarded as birthplace of several ideas. Okay. Several ideas. Many of them have been revolutionary. Many of them have been revolutionary also. Many of them have been sometimes, like it's not about India. I'm talking about normally universities. That the universities, they have been birthplace of various ideas. Some of them have been revolutionary. Some of them have been transformative. Some of them have also been anti-government. Some of them have focused on a particular world agenda or anything like that. Okay. So all these things are there at universities. It is said that it is the birthplace of new ideas. It is the place where people develop new ideas and then they implement it across the world. It brings change in the society. Okay. It is bringing change in the society. So it is a birthplace of new ideas. Not only about the academy part, also about the society. It is the place of creativity. It is the place where the creativity begins. It is the place where there is a discussion on social issues. It is a place where there is a discussion on political issues. So this university, if we look at the university, especially the higher education universities, those who especially deal in humanities or other things, it has been seen that this is a place for social change. This is a place for social change. This is a place for political change. Political change. This is a place for development of new ideas or creativity. That is also one part of universities. If we talk about, it is also a place for radical ideas. Radical ideas. At the same time, it is also part of extremist ideas also. Extremist ideas also. But this is part and parcel of universities. Universities are one of the places which are having multiple dimension. It is a part of creativity also. It is a part of destruction also. But universities have always functioned in this manner. Universities are a place. Universities are a place where all these ideas have existed simultaneously. All these ideas have existed simultaneously. They have flourished. It's not that we have got universities just now. We have been having these universities for 70, 80 years from the time we have got independence, and many of them before the independence also. So universities are a place of thinking. Universities are a place of free idea. Okay. It's a normal, acceptable thing. It is not something which is like like it is going anti the country or anti government or anything. It is something which is generally accepted across the globe, that universities are a birthplace of all these things. Okay. Some of the stands can be anti-government also. Some of them can be anti-society also. But they are part and parcel of our society. They have always been part and parcel of society. Now, this academic freedom index has said that, it has alleged or said that in India, this academic freedom is being targeted. This academic freedom is being targeted in India, and hence the universities are not free, or there is promotion of a particular type of agenda. They have also given multiple examples that what has been done in JNU or what has been done in Delhi University or Hyderabad University or any other university across the country. So we don't have to go into specific examples of it. But what we have to actually look for, that that how we can like create that free space in our universities, and at the same time how universities in India can function as a tool for development of the country. We have to look into this angle, that how universities can be safeguarded, how universities can be safeguarded means how we can ensure its freedom, how we can ensure its freedom. Like, the first thing is how universities can be safeguarded. Suppose that when you are going in universities, when you are going in universities, at that time, like, you have to develop about new things, you have to think about new things. Suppose that if government says, I'm not talking about just India or any other country, or simply talking about, if universities are there, they are a place of free idea. So suppose that if government thinks that some university is endangering the society, or some university is creating challenge for the society, they should create some positive environment in the universities. They can recruit professors, they can recruit various educationalists who can guide the students to think in a positive manner. In students, there in any university, there is a continuous exchange of ideas between professors and students. So it's not that students are entirely motivated by themselves. They learn, they exchange their ideas with professors, they exchange their ideas with management, and they grow together. So if government wants to promote a particular type of idea, let us say that government is trying to promote that uh, agriculture in India should become more transformative, or what we should do in service sector, or what we should do in society. The government is all powerful to induce new ideas. It is not that you can impose. You cannot impose ideas on people, but you can induce free thinking in a positive manner in the students. Yeah. So this is one thing which government will have to do. Inducing positive ideas rather than imposing it, at the time when students are there in universities, you all are like young students, you all are young people, you know that at the time of 20s or 22 or 25, when you are there in universities, when you reach there, you understand, or you have this thinking that I know about all the things, no one can impose anything on me. When you are at this age of 20, or when you are near that age of 20, when you have crossed 19 or 20, you feel that you are all powerful, no one should be imposing something upon you. That is a common thinking. And in the present time, the students are becoming more and more like what you can say, they have become more aware about their rights. Now a time people always say that this is my right to privacy, or this, what about my rights, what about my individual rights. So now you have got that connotation also, that you have your own rights or individual rights and everything. Sometimes you say the same thing to your parents also, that what about my rights. Now, so this is one thing. When you are in that age group of 2022, this is what most of the students are, or even 25, 26. In this age group, you cannot impose something on people. You can induce the thinking in them. You can give them the guidance to think about something in a positive manner. Of course, everyone will not think about it in the same manner. But when you have this capacity to motivate others to work in a particular manner, yes, they will. They are new and fresh minds. You don't have to impose something. You have to make them think about something in a positive manner. You cannot impose the thinking on them. Okay. So inducing ideas in them in a positive manner rather than imposing it. Second thing is, management of universities must be neutral, must be neutral So that is also one part. It cannot be political. The management of universities, answer nahi dene ka adhikar, that adhikar is not there, that right is not there. Okay, so see, management of universities must be neutral. It should not be politically motivated, it should not be politically guided. Okay. So this has always to go in a neutral manner, so that no one is feeling this like that management is trying to pressurize one group or benefit one over other. So it must be a neutral space. Management must be a neutral space. Then third thing is active participation. Active participation of multiple groups in multiple groups in universities in a friendly manner. In a friendly manner. See, you might have seen one thing like a few years ago there was a very popular video circulating across the internet that was about some speeches which were given by some of the people who have been selected in army, or I think paramilitary forces. So they have given various speeches about various topics like the paramilitary forces or uniform civil code or article 370 or any other thing. So multiple people were giving a speech about multiple topics. You might have seen that they are all belonging to armed forces, and still they have been given this opportunity to think about a issue in a different manner, and they all have presented their point in a very good and very like sophisticated manner. If you I think a few years back, I think last year or a few years back, these videos were quite much, yes, no, I'm not sure about the name, but yes, multiple ideas are being circulated, the positive of a topic also, the negative of a topic also. I think they have given all these examples. So this is one thing which we can do in universities also. Universities are an open space. There must a must always be a space for debate and discussion. So means universities are not a place to fight. Universities are a place to evolve. So that is one thing how we can save our universities, how we can safeguard our universities. Universities cannot be safeguarded by military forces, or universities cannot be safeguarded by police force. Universities have to be saved by intellectual power. Universities have to be like improved or safeguarded by intellectual power, not the military power or not the armed forces or not the police forces. So this is what we have to do in case to make our universities better and ensure its freedom. I hope this is clear. No, it is not about Major Gaurav Arya. Some new recruits were there. Some of the very new fresh candidates were there. So they were having this open debates and competition. Maybe next time I will tell you the name also. What should I do? You can do one thing. You can you can type it in your mobile, and you can simply put it in the comment box of YouTube. Just the main points, not the entire point, just the main points. You can type it, the main the subtopics and themes, and then you can post in the comment. I will see it and then I will tell you in the next class. Okay, just put the question and tell me the main points there, then I will give you the answer. Okay, so on the same YouTube comment box you can put it. Okay, so these are 3 articles about India and Maldives we will be discussing in the next class. So this is one the part. I have no information about it in the app, but do it on the YouTube comment, and then I will give you the feedback. I have question, what is blood minerals? Blood minerals are like the different types of proteins or the different type of chemicals which are found inside our blood. I mean, he is quite much famous, Harshit, but I think they were new recruits. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time, and then we are going to discuss about India Maldives also and other remaining topics. Okay. India Maldives we are going to discuss in detail in the next 2-3 classes. Okay. Thank you so much. Jai Hind. Take care. Good night.